what I was thinking about. I was like, well, how will this affect the music world? Because a lot of people look at music as kind of like a luxury type of thing that you do, you know. And so, just like back in COVID, where you had a lot of like individual, independent uh, music teachers that had like private classes and things, they weren't making any money, man. I
Mhm.
mean, I know so many people, I mean, they were just getting killed, because it's looked at a luxury thing. And so, also, while you're investing in the stock market, be investing in some sort of skill that can get you through hard times.
Mhm.
It can be, something vocational, like, welding or learning plumbing or something like that. Just have something in your back pocket so that in case, option A falls through, yeah, option B or even option C.
Right. I said we put our I think it was my oldest and my youngest. My daughter didn't want to do it. Yeah, my two boys, in piano lessons, and it was before COVID. And when COVID hit, yeah, I think she sold the building and moved back with her parents or something. I mean, like,
Dang.
yeah, we haven't heard.
Wow.
Yeah, or she began to homeschool, something like that, something crazy. But yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
Like, in that industry. But as far as taking it to somewhere else, now this is the power of the internet. This is the power of social media. You can
Mhm.
send up a little minute lesson on TikTok. You know what I mean? A B
Yeah.
C boom 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 boom, and this is how you play. One, two, three into the four, right? On piano.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's really how it was. A lot of from personal experience, a lot of the musicians, like the high end ones, they started going crazy with online lessons because that was just the way it was able to happen, especially with money was tight, transportation was kind of not really booming that year, and everybody just moved to, hey, we can set up a Zoom lesson, and so
Mhm.
and yeah, a lot of the orchestras, they get a lot of like their money from donation, big donors and whatnot,
Mhm.
and once that once that starts going away, people aren't coming to the concerts, and because they saving money, donors ain't giving out that much money anymore. It's gone, like that.
Mm.
I mean, and it
Mhm.
happens, and it didn't happen to anybody. The Metropolitan Opera, one of the biggest operas in the world here in New York, they during COVID, man, it was trenches. They they went like a whole year and some change without receiving a paycheck from
Whoa.
the orchestra. The people in the orchestra, they went about might have been a little over a whole year without receiving a single paycheck from the Met. And they
Mhm.
one of the highest paid, one of the best orchestras in the world.
Mm.
So yeah, man, you brought that up, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely definitely affected them too. So
Yeah.
So
So what it sounds like, DJ Terrence, what you're saying is you gotta adapt.
yeah.
got that, and that's what I was going to ask. What advice can we give um to those out here who believe that we're in a recession, and to those that don't? What are the things that we should be doing in a recession financially? What do you guys think?
Well, I would say one thing you can be looking at is um, how to invest.
Hmm.
I would say learning that process because it's not a it's not a quick process. You probably wouldn't even learn it in a week. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. Too late. People are just going, oh, now let me start figuring this stuff out. And even though long term the economy is heading upward, um, and so you still can get in, but you got to survive this crash that's going to come. And so begin the process of learning knowledge and gaining understanding, and then you can from there you can start branching off to different moves that you can make. And things that you can learn, like I said, is how to invest. It can be real estate, it
Mm-hmm.
can be stock market stuff, or even something I'll call it illiquid, like an illiquid asset, like buying property,
Mm.
um, agricultural stuff, which will be very beneficial, you know. And like you were mentioned before, Terrence, like back in the Great Depression days, if you have food, people came to you. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And so the same thing can be, you know, folks ain't got to drive to Walmart, you know, where Kroger, you know, the shelves is empty. Well, where do I get food? You know, and so learning agriculture and, you know, again, picking up skills is a really good option.
What about you, Rodney?
I think one of the things I've been thinking about is, with this, kind of crash, I think it's honestly a really good opportunity because if you're able to find a way to, etch yourself into the market, with whatever way it is, you'll have to ride it out, while it's low, but when it goes back up, that'll be very, very profitable for you. Um, and then another thing was, kind of picking back off of what Bradley said. But I think learning a skill that is that it's usable in any almost any situation. That's kind of a staple. Like for me, example, I'm learning, uh, you know, coding and cybersecurity. That'll always be here. It'll always need that. And so
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
learning really really core skills to help get you through these kind of times is really important too. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with y'all both, man. That investing is where it is. But did you know that you can also capitalize on your losses in the market? So during tax time, you can if you keep track of your losses in in the stock market, then during
Hmm.
tax season when you file, you can just present them losses and you can get a great gain during that season. But I'm gonna roll with trim spending and tackle whatever debt you have.
Yeah.
um, you got to trim that spending because I know I mentioned I drive into the city to work and I'm spending like over 250 a week in gas. So right now I'm just trying to find a job where I can work at home full time because this gas is killing me. And once when I can get that gas down, then I can tackle whatever debt I have. So I can take the extra 250 that I put in pocket now and then add it to whatever debt that I've been paying off, then I can get some credit cards down, um, as well as um, going back to trimming my spending, uh, just looking ways to where I grow my food now, well, which I've been doing, but grow the things in which we eat the most. And so we're vegetarian, so of course lettuce, salad and stuff like that. So grow that because it's gone up. It's gone
Yeah.
up, and I'm not yet. Forget that. Everybody talking, I'm eating organic. I can't even afford organic. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It is
Well, yeah.
crazy. But yeah, it's just that's what I'm rolling with: trimming, spending, and tackle whatever debt.